Hey everybody, and welcome back to Grounds Family Farm. The last video we showed you us working on the peacock cage and we ran into an issue. We've got that fixed and we're going to show you that solution and show you how the peacocks are enjoying the new pen. Sorry if it's a little windy. The wind's really bad here some days because we're up on a hill, and today's one of those days. If you'll notice in a minute, you'll see that the grass is a lot greener and everything because it's been a little while since we started this project. They were fine in the enclosure they were in, plus it's a little better protected whenever it was colder. So we just left them in there and we actually got this done. Well, we just finished it up, but it's been a while since we started the project, but we're getting there. But we're fixing to show you what we did to fix the gate, and then we'll show you the rest of the cage and show you the peacocks. This is the piece that was messed up that we showed you. What we did is we bought a EMT, like a metal conduit coupling, and I screwed it into the bottom part, left it open apart so it works as a hinge, and you can see how it works now. I'll open it up and then works as it should. I mean, you can tell that it's not as nice as what it had been before, but it still is functional. What we did with the rest is the kit that we bought came with chicken wire. It's PVC coated. We put all that on. We put the bottoms on first and then the tops across. And the way it had it done, it's just zip tied. They sent the white zip ties. We used the black ones because we needed some extras, because we put a few more than what it said because we wanted to make sure that it was secure. The corners are staked down. The stakes they sent were just some little short, like, I don't know, staple type pins. And so to make sure that it was better, I actually cut some rebar about 18 inches, bent over the ends and put it on a couple of the corners. There's a lot of rocks here, so I couldn't get it on all of them, but it's better than what it was. But now we'll take you inside and let you see the peacocks. We're trying to get them used to us a little better because they've not, I don't know, they're just kind of wild. And so we're hoping that now that we have them in this, that they'll
gentle down a little bit.
Yeah, we're wanting them to gentle down some. Like I said, I don't know if they will. The kit came with a tarp that we put up also. I'm going to build them like a 3-sided enclosure, a little house to put in here so they have something to get in and something to roost on. But like I said, we just got them put in here and wanted to show y'all, so we went ahead and did that. But like I said, they're not too crazy, but like I said, they're not friendly with like come up and eat from your hands or anything like that. But hopefully with some time they'll get there. They're, let's see, probably 8 months old, maybe 9 months old now. So
well, we have one that's a little bit older than the others, isn't it? A few weeks or a month older. I think one of them's like a month older than the others.
He's a little bit older because we initially bought a pair, which they weren't sexed or anything, so it was just two peacocks, so they'd have a friend. And one of those, we had him for a couple weeks and he just passed away. And so they didn't want to sell just a single one. They were selling them in 2, so we bought 2 more, so now we have 3. So like I said, you can tell that, I don't know, they may all be males, I'm not sure. But
at least 2 of them are.
Yes, because they're starting to actually put out on their tails. The other one's tail is not quite as colorful as theirs, so
I'm hoping
maybe it will be a female. We'll have 2 males and a female. But like I said, they're not crazy, they're just not real friendly. They might get crazy if we crowd them, I'm not sure, but with some time we'll get them there.
When we first put them out here, they didn't know what to think. They were just sitting in the corner, just looking at everything. They looked over at the chickens, they were looking in the pasture. And then they finally started moving around.
Yeah, and this pen, although we've got it staked down right now, it is where if we pull the stakes out that we can actually move it if we want to. So if they eat all this down and it gets messy, we do have the option to pull it around and move it because it's really lightweight. But we just didn't want the wind to catch this tarp and it'd be a parachute and go flying, or a kite. But like I said, that's the peacocks. They're doing really good. We'll probably have them in a few more videos now that they're in a bigger area where it's easier to film, because where they were before is kind of hard to film. But they're doing well.
Yep.
So we transitioned down to the high tunnel. with the temperatures warming up and it's starting to feel nice out, we still have some cool days ahead, but it's about time that we can start planting the high tunnel. So this is going to be our next major project. First, we'll have to get some seeds started in the little greenhouse, which we had to do some repairs on it. It's about ready to go. But out here, what we have going is last fall we planted garlic down both sides. We bought this, I think, from Baker Creek, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
It's several different varieties. And then that on that side is some that we had grown and saved from the previous year. We'd harvested it during the summer and then planted it in the fall, and it came up pretty good too. Like I said, there's several different varieties. Some of it is elephant garlic, which is actually a leek, but works pretty good. And then there's several other different, I think, hard and soft neck varieties. We went over that one time. There's some tags around. We'll know when we harvest. In this row here, we'd planted strawberry plugs that we got from Hoss Tools. Unfortunately, with the Arctic blast that we had, they didn't make it. They were doing okay before, like I said, but right now we can't find any of them alive in this mess. So I'll probably give them a little bit longer to pop back out. And then when we get ready, we're probably just going to pull up this strip tape and till them under. On this side over here, we had planted English peas down through here. And you can see that a lot of them didn't make it through the cold, but several of them made it or came back afterwards. And so they're growing pretty good. They're not producing anything yet, but they're growing pretty good. Look nice. I may give them a chance to produce. We'll see. If not, then, well, yeah, here's some blooms down here.
Yay!
So they're starting to bloom some, so that means that we should be getting peas on them as long as they'll pollinate well enough. So we'll give them time to do that, and we'll get a few peas off of that, and then we'll end up tilling them under, which that'll be good for the soil also. It's very dry in here because if you don't have drip tape going, then it can't rain on it because of the high tunnel. So it keeps everything. That's why there's not very many weeds growing. It's because it's just so dry. And so we do that on purpose when we're not using it so that it'll help kill out the weeds. But we'll end up coming in here, tilling all this under, and starting over that. This row here, we'd planted some late green beans, but they never did make it. They didn't produce before they died from the cold. So we'll till that under too. Like we showed you on the outer edges, we had garlic planted out each side. In the past, we've planted other stuff there, usually squash and stuff, but it gets so big, it's hard to get up and down the side. So I think having the garlic and giving us that buffer zone between it and the outsides will actually help keep the weeds and stuff down. It'll be at least easier to work around because, like I said, they get so big and stuff that it's hard to get through. I think on that side we always did peppers, but they still got big too. And so I think it'd be better this way. It'll cut off a little bit of our growing area, but we usually have this thing so packed full it doesn't matter anyhow. So we should be able to still have plenty of room to plant all we want to plant. We'll probably plant some cool weather stuff in here at first, not like real cold weather, but some cooler crops that can handle the cold as it grows. And then once our tomatoes and peppers get big enough, the starts that we make in the little greenhouse, we'll transplant them out here and then it'll really get going. But this greenhouse produces quite a bit of food. Year before, last year it didn't do too well just because the way the heat was. We were a little late getting started and it got really hot really quick. So the plants look great, but they just weren't producing fruit. This year we're hoping for a better year. The year before we were actually able to sell a lot of produce that we grew out of here. And so this year we're going to try to do the same and then also preserve a lot. But we know we've had several people asking if we're going to have produce for sale. And so our plan is yes. A lot of that depends on nature and we'll see how that goes. But that's the high tunnel and how it's going. Like I said, looks pretty barren right now, but that will change over the next month and a half to 2 months or so.
So we just fed these guys donkeys and horses and sheep. They don't eat a whole lot of grain in a day, but they like to have a little bit. And then we try to spend a little bit of time out here with them too. That way everybody stays nice and friendly. Yeah, you don't want me messing with you while you're eating. Hey, Daisy. Here's Daisy.
There's Waffles.
And Waffles. I just can't get over how good this guy looks now.
Yeah, we purchased him at the auction, and whenever they put him through the ring to sell him, they were like, does anybody want to talk about him? Nobody spoke up. And after we bought him, the owners were behind us. They're like, yeah, he's like 16 years old, and all this other mess. But like I said, he was a little skinny, but we knew we could put some weight on him, but we didn't realize how old he was. But he seems to be happy.
He's very protective too of all of the horses and donkeys because he is turned out to be the leader and he keeps an eye on everything. Hey, buddy. I fell in love with him as soon as I saw him in the pens in the back at the auction, and I spent a lot of time over at his pen. Hey, Precious. And somebody right here is a little jealous. All the time, aren't you, buddy? All the time. You never have to worry about if Precious is going to come see you. Do I? Short stack. The female horses we're still trying to work with a little bit on. They're friendly. They're just not let you come up and pet them and, you know, love all over them friendly. So they'll come close to you and they'll look at you, but they're not like Waffles that just comes up and stands next to you. And Spice, if she's not eating, she is the friendliest little thing. But when she's eating, she just doesn't really want you to mess with her. Which I guess I can't blame her.
She has calmed down a lot though, because before she would not let any of the animals eat where she was eating, but now she's pretty good. Every now and then she'll get a little moody with them, but for the most part, they get along just fine. There's Comet in the background.
Hey, Comet!
He's a little jack donkey.
He's a sweetie too. Hey, Short Stack. He's still, I guess, one of our younger ones, so he just kind of follows whatever the others do. Hey, you want to see me? You want to see me? Yeah. Hey, baby. Hey. Oh, that's where you want to be scratched. Yeah. They are so sweet, though. Hey. Yeah, he's one of the ones I'm really, really glad that we got, because we were very undecided about if we wanted to get another male or not, but I'm really glad we did, because
yeah, he's turned out real
he's been
gentle.
a really good addition.
Cassie, this is a little jack donkey I was saying you could borrow if y'all needed one.
Yeah, because
for a few months.
He gets along very well with all the others too. So, but that is donkeys and horses and sheepy. It's gonna wrap it up for us today. Hope you enjoyed this video and enjoyed getting to see what we did with the peacock enclosure and then getting to see some of the animals. Please like and subscribe if you're not already, and we'll see you next time at Grounds Family Farm.